For over a century, the V8 engine symbolized power. It powered muscle cars, pickup trucks, luxury sedans, supercars. The sound alone became part of automotive identity. But today, V8 engines are quietly disappearing. Major automakers are downsizing to turbocharged V6 engines, hybrid systems, and fully electric drivetrains. Even performance icons are moving away from the traditional V8 formula. So what's really happening? Is it emissions regulations, fuel economy standards, corporate profits, or something deeper? Today, we break down the real reasons V8 engines are fading and whether they might ever make a comeback. Let's begin. The golden age of the V8. The V8 engine rose to prominence in the early 20th century. One of the most important milestones was the introduction of the affordable V8 in 1932 by Ford Motor Company. From that point on, V8 engines became central to American automotive culture. In the 1960s and 1970s, muscle cars like the Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, and Dodge Charger cemented the V8 as a performance icon. Big displacement meant big power, and a distinctive exhaust note that became part of car culture itself. Fuel economy regulations. One of the primary forces behind the decline of V8 engines is fuel economy regulation. In the United States, corporate average fuel economy, or CAF, standards require automakers to meet fleet-wide efficiency targets. Larger engines typically consume more fuel. To meet stricter standards, manufacturers began downsizing engines and adding turbochargers to maintain power while reducing displacement. A turbocharged V6 can now produce similar or greater horsepower than many older naturally aspirated V8 engines, while improving fuel efficiency on paper. Global emissions standards. The shift is not just American. European and global emissions standards have become increasingly strict, particularly regarding CO2 output. High displacement engines produce more emissions under testing cycles. Automakers face heavy fines if fleet emissions exceed regulatory targets. As a result, many companies began phasing out V8 options in global markets, and eventually in North America as well. Turbocharging and technology. Modern engine technology has changed the equation. Turbocharging, direct injection, variable valve timing, and hybrid assistance allow smaller engines to outperform older V8s in many measurable categories. For example, vehicles like the Ford F-150 now offer turbocharged EcoBoost V6 engines that match or exceed the performance of older V8 variants while delivering better fuel economy. From an engineering perspective, efficiency per liter has dramatically improved. The traditional advantage of a V8, smooth, effortless power, can now be replicated in different ways. The rise of electrification. Electric motors produce instant torque. Hybrid systems combine smaller gasoline engines with electric assistance to deliver strong performance with lower emissions. Some manufacturers are replacing V8 engines entirely with hybrid V6 systems or fully electric drivetrains. Even performance brands are adapting. The shift is driven by regulatory pressure and long-term strategic planning toward electrification. Manufacturing costs. V8 engines are physically larger and more complex than inline-4 or V6 engines. They require more materials, more space, different production tooling. As automakers consolidate global platforms, standardizing smaller engines across multiple markets reduces manufacturing complexity and cost. Offering fewer engine variants increases profitability. From a corporate perspective, the V8 often becomes financially inefficient. Market demand is changing. Consumer preferences have shifted. Many buyers now prioritize fuel economy, technology features, lower emissions, lower total ownership cost. While enthusiasts still value V8 engines, they represent a shrinking segment of overall buyers. SUVs and crossovers dominate the market, and many buyers are satisfied with turbocharged four-cylinder engines. Demand influences supply. Performance cars and the V8's last stand. Despite the decline, some performance models still retain V8 engines. Vehicles like the Chevrolet Corvette continue to use naturally aspirated V8 power. However, even these segments face increasing regulatory pressure. The future of performance may rely more on hybrid systems, combining smaller combustion engines with electric motors. The emotional appeal of the V8 remains strong, but regulations often outweigh nostalgia. Will the V8 survive? V8 engines are unlikely to disappear entirely in the near term. They may survive in high-performance vehicles, specialty trucks, or limited production models, but mass-market V8 vehicles are becoming rare. The economics, regulations, and technology trends point toward continued downsizing and electrification. The V8 may evolve into a niche product rather than a mainstream option. The real reason V8 engines are disappearing isn't just one factor. It's the combination of fuel economy regulations, global emission standards, technological advancement, manufacturing efficiency, electrification, and changing consumer demand. The V8 defined generations of automotive history, but the industry is changing faster than tradition can keep up. Whether the V8 becomes a collector's relic or finds new life in hybrid systems remains to be seen. For now, its dominance is fading, not because it failed, but because the rules of the industry have changed.